Hey, what's going on, missioners? Akum here. Gemini North Node. Gemini North Node is where the Sagittarius is in the South Node. And one of the things that you must always be doing is always be closing. So Gemini, as I like to say, is the salesman of the zodiac. So it doesn't matter because everything is sales. So if you're always closing deals, and you're always, not always hustling, but always closing deals. Like one of the best ways Geminis can live their best life is if they put themselves in a position where they're automatically making money in a sales position that they're good at. So, because they know how to talk, they know how to, like my Lilith, or the shadow of the moon, or your hidden sexuality, your hidden power, is in your Lilith. Meaning the power you think you're not really good at. And what's crazy is mine's the Gemini being the salesman of the zodiac, is I'm always pushing stuff to be closed. So I want you to go to bit.ly/astrology forum to book your session below. But also, I'm a salesman when it comes to social media. So what you want to do is you want to put yourself in a position when you have this North Node to be closing, be selling, be teaching, be writing. And the thing I learned, as I wrote down this morning, the way I heal and elevate is through Mercury. So through understanding duality, polarity, and mastering the details and becoming a mastering the details of the polarity. So Virgo is very results orientated. So you have to decide, meaning to cut off, what type of results do you want. And then you also have to understand the duality, which is why the Gemini has two faces. The dual that will be within you, the bad wolf and the good wolf, per se. And then the polarity, what pole do you want to be on? So do you want to be rich or do you want to be poor? And you must understand the details of both, and then decide what pole you want to be on. So for me, that means I have to be very grounded. In other words, be very in tune with nature, per se. Being able to touch trees. I'm learning to be get into fluorescence and stuff. Because my Chiron is in Virgo in the second house. So in my hidden powers is in my hands. Due to the fact that I have healing hands, I have to check out where my Lilith is in Gemini, what house it's in. But when you're in Gemini North Node, you're not here to be dogmatic. You're here to listen. You're here to learn. You're here to study. You're here to understand more than tell people what to do. You're not here to be the guru per se. You're here to be the guide. You're here to be yes, Geminis can be teachers, but they're not the all-time guru like the Sag. The Sag is the all-time guru. The Gemini is the expert per se. There's a difference between being a guru and an expert. An expert is very lane focused, zero in, like kind of what we're walking here. The zero in lane focused, where they're closer to Taurus and closer to because Gemini is in between Taurus and Cancer. They're either one lane like Taurus is, or like they're going with the feeling like Cancer. But they're both very practical people who are very kind of like one-tracked. Or like multifaceted, but one spiral lane. The guru, it just likes to kind of they get on a certain lane and they stay there, and they're the guru. They don't want to be anything else but the guru. You know, guru means a person who dispels darkness. That may not be the job of the Gemini. The Gemini gives you facts, per se, and that doesn't. And they just kind of like Tupac said, I'm not here to change the world, because the guru will be here to change the world. The Gemini, like Tupac would say, would be the person who is here just to, like he said, to spark the minds of the people who change the world, not not necessarily changing the world. So when you're a Gemini, especially as I'm learning in my Lilith and Gemini, you have to learn to be multifaceted. You have to learn how to do multiple things. I would say maybe not at the same time, but I was thinking about it this morning, and sometimes, like, even like Ty Lopez says, and one of my mentors from afar, Lorenzo Hoffman, he was like, yo, if you sell a high ticket product, also sell a low ticket product. So instead of just focusing on high ticket, because it's very Sagittarian to focus on the big product, because it gives you the big ambitious gap. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that with Sagittarius. Or they can be the direct opposite. It can be very much so focused on the low ticket or the mid ticket product that's all they do. Whether that be a job, whatever. Instead of the Gemini, kind of like the Gemini is known to be the mad scientist of the zodiac, I would say. So, kind of like the Aquarian. But yeah, since they're an air sign, they're fueled by ideas, but they're always testing, in the words of Ty Lopez. So, him being his moon is an Aquarius. So, in this life, kind of like, not like the Gemini, not like the Sag South Node, where you're trying to explore, but you're always testing. The Sag doesn't really care to test. The Sag is exploring ideas. So they may stop and start. The Gemini may actually get to the point where they actually make money and continue to do it as a hustle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying the Sag doesn't do that, but it's very fiery energy. Having a lot of fire energy myself, it's stop and start. Not to say that the Gemini don't do that, but the Gemini is a whiff of ideas, etc., etc. So, like I said, when you're Geminis in the North Node, you want to skip away from dogmatic ideas, being very religious, doing your research, because it's Mercury. Do your research, do your reading, do your studying, learn how to balance the multiple personalities within yourself. And I'm learning that as well. I'm observed by myself. I have 2 sides or 3 sides of me that I show on a regular basis to people and myself. Then that also goes with my inner child. So I'm learning as I grow in entrepreneurship that I had to heal that as well. And kind of like what Ty Lopez would say, if you want to succeed in this North Node, you want to fix your psychological issues, because the Sag can be so go. When you're flipping into the reverse, and you're in the mental sign, you really want to fix your mental issues, because it would do you no real service if you don't. Peace.